everything's zen.
Yeah, this music might be a little bit too zen, actually. I'm floating on a river.
You're hard to please, Dan.
The river is me. We are all the river. The river moves and changes, yet is still the river.
I don't recognize river.
You know, when River Phoenix came out, I was like, that's the coolest first name ever. I wish
Yeah,
my
and then
parents were
Joaquin
cool.
came out, and you're like, oh, there's Joaquin.
No, his original name was like Rain or something.
He named himself Joaquin?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Leafcast, our first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan.
Bring it!
Yeah. My name is Ryan, and joining me as always is my brother Dan.
Hello.
Bringing the energy as always. I'm loving. Dan, are you an honorary beanie? Look at us. We both wore beanies without talking.
Yeah.
We're like, there's so much beanie love. We need to get in on that. Are you walking back?
All right, now this I'm doing the old man walker, right?
Okay, forward. Oh, it's.
And then I faked you out. I'm not disabled at all.
And then you start like chair dancing on it, like Footloose.
Yeah, exactly. Like bang my head like Jennifer Beals and yeah, flash dance. That's what.
All right, humans on all the spectrums. Welcome. We are talking The Gathering Storm, chapters 43 through 46, and this is episode 186 of the Leafcast.
What's up, Chris? Good to see you. Happy New Year.
If you ever get a Chris hug, you'll never forget it.
Never.
You might not live.
You might. It might adjust your lumbars.
All right. Well, speaking about lumbars and adjustments, this show needs an adjustment. And that adjustment is our first-time readers. Let's bring them in. Boom.
My father lies. Oh, Josh already finished the story. Everyone else is
Hello,
waiting.
everybody.
Happily ever after.
Not joining in on our
They're
fun.
done.
I thought he was. Yeah, you finished, guys. You read ahead. Hi.
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 I was actually
trying to get my
looking
camera.
up. So River Phoenix, the whole Phoenix family lives in Gainesville. I don't know if y'all know that, but
That makes sense.
they settled in Micanopy in 1987, which is like
Florida?
the little town south of Gainesville. And so River Phoenix Center is in Gainesville. It's like a peace center. I've been there.
Okay.
There's like a ranch. They do parties and ecstatic dance and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Ecstatic dance.
Ecstatic dance.
Nice.
Ecstatic dance. Oh my
I
god,
mean-
I have not heard about that since our friend Ryan.
Oh, I know.
Um,
Yeah. I'm thinking of it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's like 4 of them a week in Gainesville.
4 ecstatic dance classes, or are they like
Not
festivals?
classes, but just normal.
Oh, you just go.
They're just
Not
vibes.
classes,
Gatherings?
they're just gatherings.
Vibes, man.
Much like Brother Dan at the beginning of every show. Ecstatic
You know, you're not far, Ryan.
Yeah.
But your shirt would be off. You'd have hookah beads, and you just might be staring at other
And
women.
I have glow in the dark like nipple paint.
Yeah.
No, there's no substances allowed, Dan. Come on.
What?
There's no LSD lollipops?
At ecstatic dance? No.
Why not?
Dance, it's called dance church for a reason.
I mean, there should be.
That
I
seems
thought it
like
was, I thought it was a
LSD
church
lollipops.
so that you could get LSD lollipops.
That would be most fun.
Part of a ceremony.
Jeez.
we're clearly getting this all wrong, Brother Dan.
We're all wrong. We're all
The
wrong.
world of ecstatic dances.
You're shaming me right now.
So, anyways, what was Joaquin? What was his original name?
That was their original names. Those were not Hollywood names that they made up.
No, Joaquin
No.
had a different name.
No?
No,
I think
he didn't.
Yeah. When
No,
he
he
was
didn't. Those are their family given names, bro.
Yeah.
Josh, look
Oh.
it up.
We're gonna have a Phoenix off.
Look it up.
Uh-oh. I
We're
do
having a
believe
Phoenix
Josh
off.
is correct, though.
I mean, what's on the
And I
line
believe
here,
me.
brother?
He was in a movie called Parenthood. No, the one with
He was born Joaquin Raphael Bottom. Phoenix is his changed last
Joaquin.
name, but his name was always Joaquin.
what? Even when he was shit,
Yeah,
man.
he may have
It's
used
his given name.
So he
You
was
never
a kid
argue
in a
with
Keanu
the
Reeves
Joshy
movie.
pie.
I think it was
Sorry.
Parenthood.
He was in Parenthood in 1989. His name was Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, I thought it was Rain or something.
No, no.
Rain,
I thought-
Rain and River.
Rain is his sister. Rain Phoenix is
I
his
have
sister.
my own kill,
It was Rain,
and my dress
River,
is made out of wheat.
Liberty, and Summer, I think. Are the
I
sisters.
thought
then
he had a different
Joaquin.
name. I thought he had a different name.
Uh-uh.
Anyways, no sweat. All right, thank you for correcting me. Next time you see him, tell him, oh, yeah.
Wait, ecstatic dancing?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a quick ecstatic
Oh,
dance.
that looked more like a
Ah.
temporary possession, brother Dan.
I said, say, give him a little from me.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All right, here we go.
We're in
Leaf
Discord,
was the
everyone.
name he used, Dan.
Leaf. Okay, he was.
That was like the nom. That was the nom de screen, not his real name.
You son of a bitch.
I'll
Yeah,
take
so
it.
he was Leaf, and then he changed it officially on screen to Joaquin. Yeah, bro. Yeah, why'd you make this so difficult, Josh? Why
I
are you
didn't, I
making it
didn't
so
know that
difficult?
he used the name Leaf on screen.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, when he was thank you when he was in Parenthood, he that was his
He was
name.
known as Leaf.
He was Lee Phoenix. Yeah, and I thought, God damn it, that family's so awesome.
All right, brother Dan. Sunflower, put the book down.
It is more in line with.
Put the book down and get back on the show, Sunflower. I don't know who Sunflower is.
What?
Do we know who Sunflower is?
Hey, Sunflower.
Sunflower
Reading
Sadai
person
is Sean's wife. I know that.
Sunflower's
Part of my
eggs.
crew.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to the Way of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Sunflower,
There
that's a
you go.
name in keeping with River, yeah. And Rain, you're funny. The Way of the Phoenix.
Yeah. All right. But you know what?
Awesome.
Forget those people. Forget them all. Forget River. Forget.
Well,
Yeah, forget them. Because we're here to talk Wheel of Time. Now, if they're Wheel of Time fans, if they want to be on, get with our people. I'm sure we can
I
arrange
have a
something.
question.
People get with their
Is
people. and-
Chris a first-time reader
your
that's
people.
not up to where we are?
Yeah.
No, they're past, I think. Oh no, they're not. Huh.
No, we lapped them.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
No, they're notoriously granular in their analysis of the Wheel of Time, which is great.
Yeah. I love it.
But yeah, so Christopher, bone out, or just keep the, as we tell everyone, just keep the stream on and put it on
Oh,
mute.
he's like, I am leaving soon.
Just mute it while you do your dishes or something, right?
Yeah, dude,
Yes,
like-
that's what I do
yeah.
on Sundays. I just mute because that's all spoilers for us. So, but I want to be supportive. And I want to say hi to chat. This chat's a lot of fun.
You're the best.
Hi, Sunflower.
We
Sure
are
now.
doing 4 chapters this week. This is our penultimate.
The penultimate show.
In fact, yes, we're doing 43 through 46. And then next week we finish the book. Hooray, hurrah! Hooray, hurrah!
Wait, not next week.
Well, not next week. The week after. Next week we have to take off. Like a hoser.
Next week, but the week after that.
Take it off like a prom dress.
Yeah.
Like
Take it off like a band-aid.
Like,
Chapter 43 is a direct continuation from... not direct. It's a continuation from 42. 42 is when Egwin got rescued in heavy hand quotations by Swan and Gowan. This is called Sealed to the Flame, and it has the big whale bluebee tear thing. And she is not over it.
Pissed.
Yeah.
She is pissed right now.
She's not over it.
I've been recently. Well, this is not. I guess I'll hold this until the next chapter. My bad. Go ahead.
I have a tie chart. Tell me if this one counts. Quote: Egwin ran her fingers along the smooth, tightly woven peak.
Tightly woven peak?
P.
P.
The letter P.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
The letter P.
It says that?
Right, yeah.
No, it says
Stretchy, but
pouch.
not like a plug.
All right, her fingers along the smooth, tight.
P.
What? What letter, Dan?
Woven P. Yeah, it was one letter because it's a tightly woven pouch, and that obviously doesn't really fit.
No,
I
That
guess it
kind of
could.
works.
Probably better than.
Good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
You've
one.
tried for worse,
How
Dan.
All right.
into it, dude.
All right.
Fail.
What if I take
I have
poop?
one.
All right, go.
In Australia, okay,
wait.
sorry. Go ahead.
What? Oh no, you want to Australia? What?
Kangaroo
Kangaroo
pouches are
pouch.
very erotic.
Oh,
Yeah, they're highly sought after. Go on.
God, Ryan.
And that's why they're always punching when you get near them. They're
Really?
like, "Get away from my pouch." They're just historically like understanding everyone's
Tightly
attention.
woven peas. That's what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
call them. What were you gonna say, Carissa?
oh, I have a drinking obligation. And yet they'd still come against her wishes.
I just
Oh,
see that.
no.
Nice.
Oh no!
So she looks at her dress. She's like, "Damn, I wish it was white. White is when I was getting shit done. White was when I was awesome." She says, "Life is a tempest, whether you're a milkmaid or a queen." But she's like, "Well, now that I'm out, there's no going back to the White Tower as a novice. If I'm going back as the Amerlin, baby. I can't. Execute me in. And besides, I need to come back full strength."
Don't call her to come back. I've been here for years.
She's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to the hall." Goes outside her tent. There's Gawain. Our boy Gawain has just been sitting. He didn't want to disturb her. He's like, "I'll wait for you to come outside." So he waited like all night, just sitting there, crisscross applesauce, waiting for his lady. He's like, "Oh, Egwin, hey, I didn't even see you there. Oh, funny meeting you here, right?" Haha.
It's the details, Dan. I love the details.
She's like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, I kind of want to talk to you, babe." She's like, "You know what? I gotta sort. You done fucked up. There goes the trust, there, Big G. So hold on. I need some me time. I need to go be Amerlin here in a second. All right, so just let me be Amerlin without you being all up on my shit." He's like, "Oh, so, Taishar, stiffly butt."
Okay.
Nice.
If like Yoda was writing Taishar's dad. Decent, but
So she's like, "Yeah, you got to earn back my trust." She's like, he's like, "All right, cool." She's like, "You don't accept my title." And he's like, "God damn it, I'm trying. I promise. This is all a lot for me to handle, okay?" She's like, "Well, handle." It's like, "All right." She's like, "Well, I gotta go." And then it cuts to Jesse, Uncle Jesse. Every time I say the name Jesse, I want you to think John Stamos from Full House.
Oh God.
But this was your fault, Jesse. Hey, I'm just the drummer for the Beach Boys. Is there anything about this with Egwin before we jump to Jesse that you wanted to mention?
wait, John Stamos drummed for the Beach Boys?
You're goddamn right.
He's a okay. All right, so that's one of the great dual threats right there. Then
Oh,
So
you mean his drumming and his smile?
and his comedic chops. Come on, 3 Men and a Baby is a great movie,
Is he in that?
isn't he?
3 Men and a Baby? No.
John Stamos? No.
Oh,
No, that's Steve Gutenberg, bro.
all right.
All right.
Ted Danson, I think.
Speaking of really handsome men,
Yes.
I actually liked the part where she was talking about Gawain and Galad, like how it's Gawain, right? That she's
Gawain.
got right in front of her.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that he's like more solid and real, and therefore like more attractive to her than Galad ever has been. And I just
Like
liked
this dream-
that. I
dream
thought that
man.
was really cool. Yeah.
So
Like
is it like he's more like
That's what
girl
I
next
remember.
door hot, while like his brother is like more like Kim Kardashian hot?
He's more of a Betty, and Galad is more of Veronica.
Man, is that what I'm getting from this?
Kate
guess.
Snites and I, which is Dan more Gawain or Galad, or am I more Galad? Like, of the two of us, who's Gawain and who's Galad?
What? Baby, obviously you are the whichever one you want to be.
Okay.
I think that you are.
Good answer.
Jesus. I'm married
Attractive
a
one, you know,
politician.
if I'm Egwin, then you're Gawain. If I'm anybody else, it sounds like you're Glad. What?
All right. This needs to be a poll.
Oh
Oh,
my! Right.
What?
Uh,
It's a win-win. I don't
Based
even
on
know
puppet-
who I'd want to be
puppet
voted
looks
as.
only. I mean, you got to look at the puppet and go, huh? I mean, I am a sucker for a mustache.
I love Gawain so much, but Ryan, as you know, I always do what's right. So, huh?
Mm. Huh.
It's gonna be a tough one. All right, let's jump
Yeah.
to Jesse. Jesse is there.
I
in
just
a,
want to say,
Go,
I
please.
love this bit about Egwin worrying she had become Swan, and her like meta analysis of the Amerlins as like too secretive, and how she like internalizes this like notion of herself as being trained up by Swan, and maybe therefore becoming too much like her in a way that is problematic. I thought that was a really interesting. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm glad you brought that up because, yeah, that was something to be pointed out for sure. Do you think she is a lot like Swan already? Though?
I think, yeah, she has Swan's good qualities, but not her misgivings and failings. I think the very fact that she has this awareness and like
Mhm.
meta cognition about herself shows that she
Yeah.
has not fallen into the very trap that she's talking about or considering.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Being aware of it is like
And
half the
again, I
battle,
mean,
right?
this
Like she
shows-
can avoid.
Mhm, she just shows such wisdom here and capability. And then, but she also like immediately becomes a teenage girl, like in the next scene. And I feel like if Robert Jordan had written this scene, it would have fucking sucked. Like it would have been painful to read and left us hypercritical. But it's actually executed really well. This like juxtaposition of her innate self-awareness and wisdom with her like girlish sensitivity and like takenness with Gawain. It's, I don't know, I thought it was like executed in a way that would not have been by the previous author. At least in previous scenes that we've had these kind of like intentional juxtapositions didn't leave us feeling good.
Okay, if you like that, then I have this new author you might be interested in, Josh. His name is Brandon Sanderson. You should check him out. You'd love him.
Really, you think so?
He juxtaposes
It's
like
a little
a bit.
long-winded about magic systems, I've heard.
He will juxtapose all over your ass.
You know what? I'll send you a video of him doing an interview while signing an enormous amount of paper.
Oh, like the king with the
That's that
quill.
with everything. Yeah.
He's always signing shit. And like his it's like, honey, dinner time. Be right there.
Okay, this is really funny. The chat is being really funny about ear pull. They're like, if you choose not to decide, that's such a Gowan choice. Rude
that's
poll. I
funny.
refuse to answer. Just funny.
Do we like Gowan more or less after the last couple of chapters?
I
Yes,
liked
yeah.
Gowan more,
Mhm.
but yeah, I
Karen,
just thought there was like a tender side shown of him. But yeah, Carrie, what do you
What
think?
was the question? I'm sorry.
do you like Gowan more or less after the last few chapters?
Oh my god. Up until this point, he was really annoying, but I
Mhm.
feel like, I mean, he still has that like Prince Charming, like I have to go rescue the princess motif about him, and it's like
Huh.
I'm curious what else is there for this character? How is he gonna, like, after he rescued Egwene, what's next for him? Because basically she just blew him off and said, "I don't have time for you. I gotta play Armelin now." So I don't know. Like I like the fact that Schwan went to him as her last
Mhm.
resort to get into the tower, but other than that,
How much of that was just a play against Gareth Bryn versus like?
well, yeah, I mean, totally.
She had at one time said that she wanted to bond him as a warder and marry him. Has that changed, do you think?
She just doesn't have time. She's too busy being a badass.
No, but she
Yeah.
also says, like, I think she's open to it because I think she mentions that she's like Egwene, the I don't know, person from the Two Rivers, I guess, is in love with you, kind of, I think, but Egwene the Amerlin doesn't know what to do with you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were talking about how she was saying, I am in love with you, like, but as an Amerlin, like, as a person of power in this position right now, you really didn't, like, you didn't obey my wishes. So that was fucked up, and I haven't decided how I feel about it as Amerlin. So she's, like, torn about this whole thing, too, though.
But also, there's a part where Gawain is not. He still doesn't believe that she's Amerlin. Like, he's still in disbelief. Like, you were just an accepted. How can you be Amerlin? So,
Yeah.
First off, I love this picture by Elfwitch. That's like
Yeah.
that's so like eyes wide shut right there.
So I guess let me ask you guys a yes or no question. Now that she is Amerlin,
It's more badass.
and with this whole like lack of trust now, do you think that she is going to marry and or bond Gawain? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I think so for sure.
Yes.
I don't think so. Do Amerlins get married?
Damn.
She already.
I don't know. I was
thinks about it
wondering
in
that
these
during that
chapters,
last
does she
chapter.
not?
What?
I mean, she literally thinks about it in these chapters, and like seems to indicate that she's going to.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
that's.
if I had a guess without knowing, I would say she wouldn't marry him. But that's just a gut. Like, I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. Let's
So-
jump.
Okay,
go ahead.
one question. Does anyone remember the name of like the DIY YouTube film with like the Kenny G lookalike from the early 2000s?
A Spare Change, the 911 documentary.
I don't think it was a documentary. No, it was like this like hyper serious DIY movie with this like dude who looked kind of like Kenny G, like a very like long haired or like
Like Weird Al Yankovic?
well,
Yeah.
like Weird Al Yankovic making fun of a like I'm too sexy for my shirt, dude.
The Red Set Fred?
I loved that song.
Oh no!
I did a
Me
whole
too.
point
Me
number
too,
to
to be
it. I
totally
choreographed
honest.
a whole point number.
But there was this movie from the early 2000s that like was like
Is
part
this
of like
it? Zeitgeist?
maybe Zeitgeist. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I only mention it because the way that she describes Galad made me think of that guy.
Oh no!
That's awesome.
Which part?
How she
Was it just
describes him
overall?
as this like otherworldly, like potty, you know, like
Yeah. Like he's
Yeah,
an
like-
Adonis.
Like
or
a true
something.
Ryan. I'm sorry.
Adonis
While we're moving on, but thank
O'Brien.
you. Thank you, chat. 2007 Zeitgeist.
You mean the Irish god Ryan?
Ryan.
Yeah.
The Morgan.
No, this is what Ryan was talking about. Maybe Zeitgeist. Okay, no, this is not what I was talking about.
Oh.
But
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to Jessie. Jessie is one of the 5 most powerful women in the world there. She is in charge of the Browns. She's hanging out with all the other people. There's Farane Neharan. She's the first reasoner of the White. Then there's Sawana Dragon. She's the
I
first
hated this section
Weaver.
so fucking much.
You hate what's that?
I hated this section so much.
Oh yeah.
Let's just get it over with. Come on.
Adalorna, who lost a warder last night, is the Captain General of the Green. Sriracha. Ryan, have you ever had scrambled eggs and put a little sriracha on it?
Oh yeah, Casey and I put sriracha on everything.
Yeah, it's good.
Puts on
She's
her
the head,
Cheerios, Dan. On her Cheerios. Just kidding.
she's the head clerk of the Gray. And they're throwing back and forth just accusations like, well, y'all fucked up. And they're like, no, y'all fucked up. They're like, well, we all fucked up. Let's just say that. Let's see. They were planning on just like running the tower by themselves. They're like, you know what?
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Let's just do it. It's happened once before. We've read the secret books. It's happened before. It's not rare. Let's do that. But then they try to start choosing someone. And that turns into nonsense. Because they're like, we need a replacement. Otherwise, no one's going to take us seriously. They're like, well, it should be a gray because they're going to need to negotiate. And they're like, oh, the tower needs to heal. It should be a yellow. They're like, well, we all suck dick right now. Let's straighten. Let's do something else. We need someone from the outside. How about Egwin Alvear? Hallelujah.
Yeah. I agree with Josh.
She's never picked an Aja. How about that? Let's just pick her.
Whether this section was basically like unbearable to read.
Yeah, this is just like, let's move the plot forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, like come on. Like
So I had a question in this section. There was a part where it talked about somebody sending sitters to the rebel camp. Was that these women that did it, or was it Elida that did it? They sent
Oh, that's a good
sitters to
question.
the rebel camp
Yeah.
on purpose to steer them.
Those.
You mean the ones that are loyal to Egwin?
It's in the last paragraph of page 670. It presented several opportunities. The first had been the easiest to take hold of: send sitters to the rebels to steer them and hasten a reconciliation. The most useful of sitters has been chosen. The replacements in the tower intended to serve only a short time. So I don't know. Are they talking about the 5 heads are the ones who sent them, or was it like? I don't know. It's like they're scheming, like they're in control, even though everybody else thinks it's the hall, but it's really them.
it's really them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Yeah, Egwin talked about like how they sent her 4 like very loyal, like people who swore fealty to her, and she was trying to reason out like why that happened and who did that.
Right. Because they just all were at the Black Tower. So they all agree. They say Egwin. Everyone say thumbs up, thumbs down. Everyone goes, "Ay." But they say for better for worse, we'll be setting up an Amerlin of Strength. Lorna says, "Hell yes."
It's been too long.
Been too damn long.
All right, speaking of too long,
In the next chapter, we have an actual like organic Bella in here too, right? So keep
I know. I get so excited whenever I see that name. It's so weird, but it's awesome.
Let's jump to Swan. Swan point of view. Swan is she's a little trepidatious. She's hanging out with she sees Egwin. Egwin's like oh no, she sees Gareth. She's like, yeah, Gareth, I'm in trouble. She says, I will pay for last night, Bran. You're right that it probably won't be in a public way, but I worry that I've lost the girl's trust. He's like, was it worth it? She's like, you're damn right. I didn't know if she was hurt or not. All bets were off the table with that attack. And I mean, I think that there's some sort of justification in what she's saying. But he's like, well, I'll be. You are a woman of honor. And so he says, well, all right. So here's that second thing. I was planning to demand that you marry me. Gross. I like Matt. She's my bloody wife better than I was planning to demand that you marry me.
She's
like, well,
yeah. So, she's gushing.
She's like,
so
well, I'll
happy.
think about it. I'll think about your demand. He chuckles. That's it.
But he's like, he wants her to wait until she doesn't have the weight of the shoulders or weight of the world on her shoulders. And I'm like, how long is that going to take?
Right. That's yeah. Wait until after Tarmogoyf.
After the last battle, clearly.
All right. Question.
Are they going to get married? Yeah.
Yeah. And will they marry? Which I guess means they live
Through the last battle.
Wait, which two are you asking?
Swan and Gareth Bryn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would like them to share a romantic moment together, but I don't know if they're ever going to get married.
What do you mean? He had his hand on her shoulder earlier. So romantic. By the way, this looks very creepy. The age thing is nuts. She is much older than him. Looked age appropriate to him when she had her full strength. She looks super young now. Gareth Bryn looks like her grandfather. All like the soldiers are like, look at Bryn with the hot little chippy. And he's like, no, she's actually 300 years old. Blah.
Joke's on you.
Joke's on you.
I have a Tai Shar for that.
Oh, please.
His height and sturdiness felt good beside her.
There you go. I like it. So then Egwin. Back to Egwin. She is meeting the hall. There's 12 sisters there. Including Shiriam. Or Shiriam. Sorry. She tells everyone, all right, everyone release the source but me. She whips out the oath rod, guys, from her pocket.
From her pouch?
Happy to see me, or is that an oath rod in here?
Smooth white rod with the numeral 3. There were several gasps. So she's right there. She goes, I vow that I will not speak a word that's not true. Val did not make a weapon for a man to kill another. Val never used the One Power's weapon against Dark Friends in Shadowspawn or in the last extreme of defending my life or that of my warder or another sister. She's like, done. How'd you like that? Everyone who was like, nah, she's not a real Aes Sedai. Now I am. How you like that now? And she's like, oh, and I will, she says, during my time in the White Tower, a sister came to me and confided that she was a Black Aja. She swears that she isn't a Black Aja. She says, I am not a Dark Friend, and you know it. You know it cannot be a lie. Mm-hmm. And then she said, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to each swear, get rid of the oaths and re-swear them. and have to do that. Shiriam was like, oh fuck. She starts trying to channel right away. She gets shielded.
Oops.
Quote, are you a black Aja, Shiriam? What? Of course not. Do you consort with the Forsaken? No. Do you serve the Dark One? No. Have you ever been released from your oaths? No. Do you have red hair? Of course not. They're like, she pulled a Varen on her.
Varen to die. Ready straight up.
She's like, Varen told me you were the leader. And she's like, huh, Varen. I never would have thought she would have spoke. Hey, how'd she do it? Poison.
Poison.
All right, so that conversation, okay.
Amazing. Oh, so by the way, the movie, I found it's called The Room from 2003.
Okay.
Okay.
You get a chance, pull up the picture of the male actor Johnny from that and show it, because I think that's what.
Ryan, you better do this, man.
I'm on it, bro. Yeah.
That's what Egwin's description of Galad.
Okay.
Possibly really embarrassing to me, but nonetheless, I think it's funny. Especially if you've seen any clips of the movie where it's like so fucking serious and funny, but it's also really sad.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so bad, but they're so serious that it's funny. Anyhow, sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, that's fine.
No apologies. You're I guess
I
his
just want to
name
say
is
hi, Dovey.
Hi, Dovey.
Welcome
Hi,
in.
Devin.
Real quick. She's not feeling well, I guess. Everybody's got that
There's got the funk.
flu thing going around.
So after that conversation with Shiriam, Moria is like, oh shit. She runs out. She gets tackled with air in like 1.2 seconds. Hanging and gagged. Tears leaking
That's
down
a-
the side of her
that's all
oval
right.
face.
I was about to say Tyshar.
Yeah. Ramonda's like, that was a dramatic way to make a revelation, Egwin. She's like, call me mother, bitch.
All right, drum roll, please.
Yes, that.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
It makes more sense when you've seen the film how he acts. He's like,
my
if
God.
Kenny G thought he was the hottest man on earth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh thinks this is
That
Gowan.
almost looks
I
like a
was
young
not
person,
expecting
right?
this, man.
That is so
I mean-
funny. Oh,
Let's just go through it.
Yeah, Glenn agrees with me. It is like the worst film ever made. Yeah. And it's worth watching at least a few minutes of some of the scenes because it's so bad that it's funny and sad.
no.
And it
The
gives you
Room.
that feeling of like true emotional juxtaposition where you're like, wow.
Ryan, should we do a watch party with our patrons?
Oh yeah, on Discord.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah,
Okay, here's the room.
Yeah, The Disaster Artist is about the making of this film, which is a documentary about it. It's pretty good. I'll own my embarrassment over this one, but
So here's a mention here. It says they all do it. It seems like it hurts taking off the oats, like picking scabs off your whole soul.
right.
They all moan or like go their face go but they all forswear and I'll do it. Egwin's like, today we have cleansed ourselves, but we have to do next will be nearly as painful. It's like well, what about in the tower? Are there more? He's like, yeah, over 200. Some 70 here among us in the camp. I have the names. But here it says the warders. It's like, what are we going to do with the warders? It says, quote, some of them will be dark friends, but not all, and I don't know which ones. So, I guess that is a thing then, is you can have a black sister that has a warder that may not be a dark friend.
Which is interesting. Like we were theorizing about that and whether that's possible.
Mm-hmm. He was like, "Oh, what are we doing with what are we doing?" She's like, "I mean, to begin an assault on Tarvalon by this evening. Pass the word. Tell Lord Bryn we're riding up. Regulators."
Mount up.
Mount
And
up.
that's pretty much how she does. She whispers she
Maybe.
wants to be forgiven for what she's about to do. What
Isn't
in this
there
chapter?
Isn't there some mention in this chapter that she went back in the night and got the Varen's book that she left behind during the battle? I was like so relieved when I read that because I'm like, oh, I was wondering like how is she going to get that book back? And
Right?
you know,
We were
studying
talking about
book
that.
every night. She's
Right.
getting more information. So
Which is so it's interesting that she sneaks back, gets the book, sneaks back, and also gets the oath rod. How's she doing the sneaking around? Like, is she just weaving like a gateway and then popping in like real fast? Did she do Telerandomia? What'd she do? What'd she do?
I'm thinking gateway.
Just by herself?
Yeah, she's powerful enough. She's not on Fork Root anymore.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
I think they wrote a draft and they're like, well, what about Van's books? And he's like, oh, yeah, let me just fix that.
Wait,
went
can she
back
make
and got the
gateways?
books.
Can Egwene make gateways?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was
So
the one
then
who
she's
taught
probably
Novus Vivis during the battle.
So I guess she did it, but still, that seems...
She
was
opens a tiny
exhausted.
gateway, sticks her arm through, grabs
Goes,
it.
oop!
Reed!
How's it
Reese,
going?
what's up?
Yeah.
I love that show, the Dead Boy Detective Agency, where they do that kind of thing. They have they travel through mirrors and they'll stick their arm through it, grab a book.
Nice.
Well,
It's like
maybe that's
some
how she
Doctor
did.
Who shit right there.
Oh, hey, look at this.
What do we
What's
have?
going
An
on?
artiste in the house.
Artiste?
Hi.
Putting Joe to shame.
Jesus.
Hi.
Are you ready to come in, Joe?
Joe's
So-
putting Joe to shame.
Thumbs
Hey,
up. There he is.
Hey!
Where did Krista go?
Woo!
I don't
What?
Okay, so
Oh, yeah,
so
where's my
where,
face?
where
I
are
have a
you?
weird thing.
I don't know.
We do this every
You
time.
lost me.
You kept oh, you only plan
There
for
I am.
multiple screens.
No.
I think we do
Oh,
there I
no,
am.
we lost Carrie.
this one.
There we
no.
go. Yeah.
There you go.
No,
Elvis.
look. Did Elvis just join the show?
All right.
Viva.
Oh, Joe, you misspelled hi.
Perfect. I love it.
Yes,
I
right.
love it. Nice.
Wrong kind of
DK
high.
Moon. Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you for fixing that for us all.
You gotta fix it.
All
Joe
right.
from Twatcast.
Hey Dan from Away the Leaf.
That might be my favorite drawing you've ever done.
Whew.
It looks like a Walt Disney D in an H form.
Yeah, it does.
How does that go?
Okay, here is this a Taishar?
Probably.
Romonda took the oath rod and did as instructed, releasing herself.
Yes,
Nice.
Oh my
That's
God,
a
that
hard
might be
one.
the best one ever.
that's a good one. Did as instructed.
Holy shit.
You can credit Jovi because she pops into chat and my brain just gets very
Turns on.
dirty. It's like
Turns
laser
on.
focus in on the
Just helps me
on the
really
Dom
good.
stuff. What?
Let's-
What's going on right now, guys? What am I drawing?
Well, let's jump to chapter 44.
Oh.
This is Rand.
It was difficult.
This is Nynaeve point of view.
No.
Yeah.
But she's talking to Rand. And she's trying to tell him that Tarwin's Gap is the way, man. She's like, Lan is going to Tarwin's Gap. Everyone's going to Tarwin's Gap. It's going to be off the hizzy. You gotta go. You gotta go. Bring all your friends, Rand.
Yeah, Kanye is headlining.
Everyone's going.
It's gonna be insane.
Land's going. He's like, yeah, while they're doing that, I'm going to go straight to Shadaloga or Shiogul. And she's like, well, but he's like, yeah, that'll be rad. In fact, that'll be super rad. Thanks, Land, for being this dumb. Yeah, everyone's going to think I'm there because Land's there, obviously. Everyone's going to think, oh, yeah, Rand's going to protect Land. He's obviously going to be there. And I'm going to fucking not be there. Yeah, that's going to be great. Thanks, Nynaeve. She's like, no, and he says, my duty is to kill the Dark One. I kill him, then I die. That's all. So that's enough, Nynaeve. I'm not going to talk more. But he's like, hey, if Lan wants to die, I'll let him. I'll do him the favor. It says, Lan will die. Then who am I to deny him that? We all deserve the chance to find peace. And he found her mouth hanging open. So, yeah. But, gosh, guys, he didn't ask him to. Right? I mean, if Lan's going to be all big and dum-dum, well, shit. Let him. That's what
Big
I
and
said.
dum-dum?
Big and dum-dum like that.
I mean, yeah, that's the term.
It's so cute when you're like trying to be PG, Dan. Dan would never say that on the phone with me when we were playing FIFA. He wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're such a big dum dum."
I'm all right. That pass is probably the biggest dum dum I've ever seen in my life. It's ridiculously dum dum. Holy moly. So they're riding off. They're riding down the road. Bunch of farmers are just giving them stink eye. They're like, "Oh yeah, you want to come here? I got quarterstaffs here. I'll beat your buns." Like whatever. So goes and talks to Cadswain. Or I had talked to Cadswain, and she's like, "Yeah, you know what? If you want to be my friend, find out where Perrin is." So she asked Rand. She's like, "So where's Perrin?" He says, he has set tasks. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, shut up, Rand.
He has tasks set before him and performs them. Why do you wish to know? It's like, we did all come from the same village. Remember, dummy? It's like, well,
you big dum dum.
Remember?
it's like, oh, and you're a big liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire, Nynaeve. She's like, but she says this. She goes, she says, I am worried about him, Randall Thor. He has a peaceful, unassuming nature and always did let his friends push him around too much. Rand says, unassuming. Yes, I suppose he still is that. But peaceful? Perrin is no longer too peaceful.
Wait,
Wow.
Okay. How does he know that?
Because every time he thinks of him, he
friends.
sees him tearing into fire.
Yeah, he just just raw dogging.
Just raw dogging.
Oh,
Jesus. No. Okay. Well,
I take it back.
Yeah.
I take it back.
but he's like
Asked and
connected
answered.
to him.
Yeah,
right?
it says.
That's how he knows.
No,
Yeah,
but he sees momentary glimpses when he sees the colors. He must. I mean, like he's.
He says like we just know things, like we're connected. We just know
Right.
things about each other.
Like money and court chowder?
He says, I haven't been meeting with him, Nynaeve. Calm yourself. There are simply things that I know. We are connected, Perrin, myself, and Matt. How? What do you... That is all I will say on it, Nynaeve.
As if that's supposed to be calming. That's more like. Yeah.
I have
just-
not actually seen him. I just know, and I also know that
I
it's
just
accurate
don't
what
know.
I know.
And I'm not
Okay.
telling you. So go on.
Ryan, do you remember the Val Kilmer movie, the Spy one?
The spy one, Ryan.
Which
Spy
one?
movie.
Which one?
Top Secret. Top Secret.
Oh yeah, my favorite. Yeah.
You know, Spies Like Us.
Well, so
Oh
it's like,
shit. Oh shit.
oh, is it Spies, I guess? No, Top Secret.
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
Spies.
and Nynaeve's like, say no more. And Rand's like, I can say no more. You say too much. I've said too much. So that's exactly what happened. All right, anyways. So,
I know a little German.
yeah. Amazing. So they find a dude at a crossroad, like a literal dude at a crossroad. Josh, you listening to this? Is he gone?
Where'd you go?
I can hear you.
Okay. Just making sure, because crossroads are a big literary device, right?
Yeah. It's the name of
but-
the book.
What?
No.
It's our friend Huron. It's our friend Huron.
Oh, I was so happy when I saw him. I love this
Yeah.
character. I haven't seen him in forever.
And then just Rand just starts bitch slapping him like he's like hazing him in a fraternity.
Right.
That was
Picks
so
him
rude.
up. He's like, hey, when we went to that special place, what race of men did I kill?
Yeah. What did I eat for dinner the night we made love?
And Huron's like, don't say Jews. Don't say Jews. He's like, no, it was those toad things.
That can't be what happened.
I'm just
What the hell is that?
None of this is
Did I dream that, or was it real?
I was kidding. Yeah, he's like, that was the question. He's like, what? Hold on, whoa. When we were trapped in the distant Shadowland, what nationality of man did I fell with but bow? He's like, no, it was just those frog beasts, and you did really well. Yeah, the same one Shanshan's right. And he's like, well, did they send you because?
But barely.
Yeah, did they send you because we used to be friends? He's like, yeah, I think so. And then they smell something, guys.
He.
Guys.
Huron, he's like, well, they did tell you. He's like, well, that's strange. Never smelled that before. And it's like, what? He's like, I don't know. The air, it smelled like a lot of death, a lot of violence, only not. It's darker, more terrible. He shuddered visibly. And Rand didn't seem to care what Huron smelled. He's like, well, tell me why there's not only, why you're the only one here.
Okay, so we all agree that is him using the true power, right?
Which part?
What Huron smelled on Rand was his use of the true power.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the only
that
thing it
makes
could
sense.
have been.
Yeah.
Any other
Ooh,
theories?
okay.
No, that makes sense.
Carrie?
That seems.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now that you said that. Thought maybe he smelled his connection with Moradin or something. Like, I wasn't sure.
Right. I mean, it is connected to. I mean, it is his connection to Moradin that allowed that to happen. So.
Yeah.
When does
Also
he?
not wrong.
When does
You're
he
not
use,
wrong at all.
When does he use it?
Wait. Is that?
Yeah, what?
Yeah. Like I mean, Josh, you guys, gotta be careful when Josh talks confidently.
Yeah, you gotta be like.
It's like you
Go
know,
along with
usually
it.
so
Go
wrong.
along with it.
these are
He's
these are lowercase t truths,
He's
guys.
used it in
I
the
don't
past.
know.
He
It
doesn't
makes
need to have
sense
used
to
it
me.
now.
I didn't honestly think about what it was that he was smelling. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it just.
Or maybe he smelled a battle that was going to come that hasn't happened yet. Like, I don't know.
He's a truth. What is Huron?
He's a man smeller.
He's a
He's a
thief
sniffer.
catcher,
Thief catcher.
and he smells violence.
I guess it could have been just the
No.
balefire that he used on Grendel's palace too. That he was about to do to Falmadden, and then Nynaeve stops him. It doesn't necessarily
Maybe.
have to be the true power, but I feel like
Was
I
it
mean,
Maybe
Rand he was
somebody's
smelling?
really scared and they just pissed themselves, and so it's Huron smells urine.
Karen smells Karen.
all
Do you
there's
think
to
that
it, the
he's
end.
smelling Rand?
Oh, absolutely.
Probably
It's
something.
absolutely Rand. I mean, and we get it even in the text. I mean, you read the sentence.
Maybe
Rand doesn't
he's
seem to
smelling
care
loose
what Karen
Theron or
smells.
something.
What's that? Okay.
Maybe he's smelling loose Theron or something. Or that
Oh.
connection too. I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh
it's
yeah, was
probably
here
really
there when
difficult.
Luz was there?
I think so.
Did they overlap? Huron was not there for very long.
I mean, I feel like Huron is not going to report back positively to the Borderlanders, regardless. I mean, his interaction with Rand, as we see from the narrative, like from the textual evidence, like doesn't leave him feeling hunky dory. You know, like this is a person who like was head over heels for Rand, not like the prophet, but like actually, and Rand basically like dismisses him and like uses him as a tool because of his lack of human compassion and empathy. So
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. There's nothing. There is no softening of Rand here.
right.
He
No, he gets all PTSD about the box and shit when he's like, "Oh, they're farmatting." He's like, "Oh, the box."
yeah.
No.
Well, he's so emo too. It's like they said that you might be angry to find only me here, and Rand's like, they were wrong. I no longer. He's now when I think of Rand talking, I think of like Bran Stark last season of Game of Thrones.
Sorry,
Oh.
last season I didn't make it that far, dude. I think of what's the
I no
villain?
longer feel
What's the
like-
villain from Spider-Man or like Marvel with like Batman with the thing on his face?
Bane?
Yeah.
I no longer feel anger, Karen. It serves me no useful.
It was long in the dark.
That's what I
Why
think of,
would
but
we
I
do
hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like, I no longer feel anger.
So,
So
I mean,
no.
what? So is Huron's capability along the lines of Min? What do you think, ladies? Like,
I thought it was. Like, I thought he always smelled violence, even if it hadn't happened yet.
okay. It's only if it hadn't.
And
Wait,
for what-
it's not only violence that's happened; it's that could happen. I thought it was only violence that had happened. That's what makes him a thief.
Okay. So
but
maybe
Min sees all sorts of things.
I'm not
and,
saying
like,
that it's the same as Min. I'm saying it's a new type of capability that we hadn't seen
Mhm.
before in the previous turnings of the wheel.
Yes.
Or I don't know. Maybe we have, and this is like thief catchers are like a normal thing amongst Randland weirdos. I don't know.
Harry, the only time he smells things before it happens is when he's in the mirror world after the flickers.
In the mirror world, okay. In the flicker.
Because it's like a weird universe, and he's smelling something. He's smelling like a path before that path is taken, because they're ahead of them in time.
Okay.
That's the only time. It's always after the fact.
But you do make a good question here, Josh, and when you say that maybe there's a whole bunch of people that can smell stuff like that.
Or like, what are the talents, quote unquote, that exist in the world versus the new ones like Min's?
Right. So we only know about Huron because Rand met him.
Right.
I don't
Thief-
know how like
what is it called?
common
Thief
or known
taker?
it is. Thief taker, yeah.
Thief taker, right.
And do you think that there are other talents that we will come across?
It feels like we're kind of in the dregs of the novel for that to happen, but
Okay.
I would like to think that could have happened had things gone differently.
Okay.
I think so far the talents we have are
Okay, let me backpedal on that 1 second. Ryan, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
It's all good.
In Shio Ghul, if and when we ever get to see what's going on there, yes, we will see new talents.
Fun. I
I'm-
hope so.
I'm not particularly thinking that we will ever get that thing that I would really love to have happen, which is like the shot in Mordor. A couple of chapters in Mordor where we get to see what's going on the dark sides
Mm-hmm.
side of the
Mhm.
field. But You know, maybe that never
Yeah.
happened. Okay, sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
Oh, no, just talents such as sniffing.
Mhm.
Who else had a talent? Perrin has a talent. Min has a talent. These are things.
I like this. Elaine is a killer tap dancer.
The hidden talent. Hidden talent.
I really hope so. I really hope so.
I hear Galad has the talent
Okay. Oh my god. I found
Yeah,
the
apparently-
with a
greatest
capital T.
Kaishar a
Talentless.
second ago, and I lost it. Fuck.
All right, while you're waiting, let's end this poll. Is Dan more Galad or Gawain, or Ryan Galad and Dan is Gawain? 52% said Dan is Galad and Ryan is Gawain.
Oh, I found it. Okay. Phew.
Okay.
Wait, what? What?
I'm
Oh,
glad you're going.
Yeah, Dan's Glad, I'm Gawain.
So is the
Right.
Fun.
What's
is the ability to
bad
create
about that?
is the
I'm
ability
like
to
porcelain.
create
Oh, go ahead.
Gwendolar also an ability?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how Egwin had like that Quendular factory going, which we have heard nothing fucking about
Mm-hmm.
in books now.
Yes.
What do we call? So, well, I guess it's a talent, but that's a power talent, as opposed to like a human talent that doesn't use the one power, right?
I see. So like,
Like a pattern
Earth,
talent.
what about Earth singing with or wood singing with the
Well,
is
that's
wood singing
that might be
That's a
considered a talent, but that's not a.
That
a
seems
new,
like a very ancient one, though, right?
yeah, they've
Like
been doing
the-
that forever. They
the
have,
gear.
yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
Or I'm not saying these are all new ones. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that like, is that a
Okay.
talent or not? It's a talent that exists within
well, we're talking about new talents, Josh.
non-human.
Gosh.
Very
Sorry.
well. Very well.
Okay, I found my quote, and I can't lose it again. So
Okay.
Okay.
lay it on
let me
there.
just read it. All right. Rand stroked it quietly, regarding the place where Kalendor had once hung.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That's a full sentence from beginning to end. But it could have just stopped it quietly, and then I'd have been satisfied. with that.
Kalendor had once hung. Well, hung is a it's a word that leaves you hanging.
Right? It's perfect.
I cannot guess what we're looking at right now.
It all makes
I think it's a Muppet.
Oh,
It's the classic the four-fingered hairy arm and hand. Yeah, like
this is obviously a picture of Peter.
very interesting.
I don't know why.
So Rand starts.
So what? One last thing, Dan. Sorry, before we
Please,
go on.
no, go on.
So, what do you all think of the metaphorical? What is the meaning of encountering Huron at this crossroads that hasn't been important in years or generations? Like, there's this real emphasis in the chapter that, like Manetherin, the civilization, let's call it, that was in this area of Randland hasn't seen its glory days in many years.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are meeting this theoretically pivotal moment where Rand encounters the Borderlanders, who are supposed to be the ones defending Randland from the Great Lord's army. And they've abandoned their post. And there's a single person with a talent at this abandoned intersection of a lost highway of a great civilization,
Uh-huh.
encountering Rand. Like, what?
Hmm.
I couldn't quite, like, there's so many levels to it that I couldn't quite wrap my mind around the metaphorical significance of what's going on.
Hmm.
But it did make me really wonder, like, what is this supposed to tell us about this encounter and about Rand's, what's about to happen in the world? And maybe I'm overreading it, which is totally fucking possible.
No, I love this. I love
No,
this.
Yeah.
You got me thinking about talents in general, and I keep thinking like, okay, I believe that the Edmonds Field Five all have a different form of talent.
Right.
Is it
I'm
possible
in
that
agreement with you.
is it possible that it originates from an ancient civilization, like in their
Like
case,
Netherland.
Netherland? Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got me thinking about that when you talked about the crossroads.
I mean, I
Where
love
is
this idea
urine
that like genetic manipulation was used in sometime in the past, and that the Manetheren people have some progeny of manipulated genes that tend to allow them to be things like Tavaran and etc. Right? We talked about that many times. I think many times before you were here, Carrie, but that was very much a part of kind of our theories about Manetheren.
Yeah.
Hey, Gonzo.
This
urine.
is so great.
It's urine.
All right.
No, the
Yeah. Actually,
pet.
first off, Gonzo's packing. He's well hung. That's good.
It's urine.
Yeah.
It's Herzo.
And then I was thinking
Gonzo.
that like the shirt you were drawing was like that really bad book cover of Rand with his fist in the air. So I was like, holy shit, could you make that with Gonzo doing his Rand? Anyways, but that's great. So he smells the past and future. Dad, can you do a Gonzo?
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
shit! That was more Schmeagol than
That was
Gonzo.
Schmeagol, for
No,
sure.
that was pretty good. That was
All
pretty
right.
good.
Joe,
That was great.
love-
That was good.
I love that you have the EDM use. Like Chef's Kiss.
I don't.
What's an
EDM
EDMU?
use?
What's
Like
that?
EDM artists use the V instead of the U for like the A and the U in their names.
Oh,
Oh,
Electronic dance
okay.
Like Roman shit.
okay. I just want to point
Nice.
out that Joe
Like
had no
Nexium.
idea what you were saying, but he was just
No
playing cool.
Well,
like,
it's
oh,
'cause
yeah.
he's influenced by popular culture. Didn't know it. TikTok culture.
It's just how I write.
Joe,
So
Joe,
Josh,
Joe, you-
Just
You were cool
naturally
long
like
before the
that.
kids were doing it, is what you're telling me, Joe.
Yeah, apparently.
so Josh, to your point, yeah. Why would he put Crossroads? It's a very deliberate choice for.
I mean,
I mean-
super, like, you can't ignore the symbolism of what's going on. And the fact that he,
Right.
like, reiterates, like, all this stuff about the ancient road and, like, the parallels with Manetheren, it just really led me to think about, like, I don't know. It gets incredibly deep. It's like a deep pond that when you look into it, you realize that you can't see the bottom. Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's a portent of change, we could say.
nice. Yes, Brian. Well said.
The wheel of
Like
time
the
turns.
leaves falling in fall, in autumn.
Yeah.
As your background image is reminding
And
me.
the sky.
Right? That's exactly what I was thinking.
And yeah, and they say, yeah, we live to defend, and yet they left.
And yet they left. So what
Now
does
it all
that say
tells you.
about Rand and what they believe? Like, is Rand different? Like, if we truly believe that Rand is the first dragon with free will who can do something different to shift the repetition of the pattern, and is that even a good thing or not? Let's put that question aside for a second. But like, if Rand's unique worldview and consciousness allow him to behave differently than the prior incarnations of the dragon, is this the Borderlanders' response to that? Are they picking up on that? Would they have done this if it was Luce Theron? How different would it look if Rand was not
Aggro Rand?
aggro Rand or self-aware Rand or Rand capable of changing the pattern Rand? If Rand wasn't a half Aiel, half Manetheren human, would he be the same? Like Luce Theron isn't an Aiel, right? Like what
right.
part of the effect of Rand's impact upon the world do we attribute to that? Or do we? I don't fucking know. but it sure seems like it's pertinent.
No, yes, and I want to read and find out.
Wrap
These
it
are
up.
great. These are great thoughts, and I love how you can explain them so well to everyone, and everyone's enraptured with what's going on. But we
Yeah.
We can
Can't
move
say-
on. I'm sorry. I
can't.
don't
No.
want to hold us up too long in this, but this particular chapter left me feel. I know it's like kind of dumb. It's like it was like a chapter. I also felt like, oh, let's get through this. But there is a lot of like deep symbolic stuff going on, which isn't every chapter, right? So
Yeah, and then there's all this like forefronted emotional stuff that is so yeah, like what's so great about these books is just like, yeah, like you could read that and not even to have one thought about these things, right?
Yeah.
And just the drama and the POVs of every person just propels it forward, and it's interesting on a human level. But then there's this underlying stuff that's constantly there, and Brandon's still doing it, which is great.
yeah, totally. I think he does a really good job of capturing it, actually, like, and adding that like nuance and depth to the writing, which Robert Jordan was amazing at. Just to be clear, like I think that's one of Robert Jordan's true strengths is like he was able to impart these like really deep meta layers and like layers of cognition and symbolism that like were really robust and beautiful.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump into it. We're back. He's talking to Huron still. Huron's like, yeah, they thought you were going to be angry when I did this, but I'm here to meet to like, we're going to talk about the terms for the real meeting. It's like, real meeting? He's like, yeah, they're in farmatting. It's like, he's like, farmatting? He instantly just shuts up Huron, makes a gateway, and they go to farmatting like right then. They do a little trick. They do like he does a gateway just like a little ways away, and then apparently that way you don't need to learn the area really well.
Yeah, I was confused about that. I didn't understand it.
I love her recognition of what he did and her embarrassment about her.
Yeah. Damn it! Why didn't I figure it out? Yeah.
Like this is naive at like such a new level of self-awareness. Like her self-effacement and like she's really lost. I mean, I know we still see some of her like self-doubt coming through, but it's way more purposive and like lacking that like loopy quality that some of her earlier representations had.
Yeah. I kind of miss it.
Do we know why gateways work this way? Has there ever been? What if someone doesn't know it? Does it just not work? Or will it like blow up a tree nearby or something?
Or is it just dangerous to travel through?
Yeah. So they're outside of the city. They see the city's like on an island. And it's just surrounded by an army.
I'm sorry. Before we go on, so I've been watching the new Dune Prophecy TV show, which is amazing, by the way.
Oh, is it?
But there's a couple of things in this chapter that reminded me of Rand having quote The Voice. He must be close to fraying, then Eve thought. His anger is slipping out in his voice. But it was like the way you described it, actually, Ryan, too, made me think like how Rand's voice, how he's like using his voice to create this sense of like ominous dread in the people around him.
Yeah.
I know it's not really the voice. Like he's not really making people put the knife to their throat and kill themselves. But it is kind of along those lines of like, he's realized that like how he talks to people is important and can change the way that they feel and act.
Yeah, and very, very recently he's been doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like in this book, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Rand's looking at this army, and he's like, "Look at the city. The whole thing's a box. They just want to trap me in a box. Everything wants it. They all want to trap me. I'm never gonna be subjected to the will of another person ever in my life." He takes out the little statuette, starts rubbing it between his fingers. He's like, "Yeah, baby." Starts glowing. He's like, "You know what? Maybe I should kill some people. I kind of think I should kill some of these people." He says, I wouldn't harm the people of the city. That army deserves the demonstration of the city. A rain of fire upon them, perhaps, or lightning to strike and bite." Then he was like, "Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Let's not do that, shall we?" All right, guys, is this... All right, I have two Taishars. One I'm not super proud of.
I was so ready for an important question.
Well, this... You can tell why I'm hesitating. All right, the first one I'll do here. Quote, "Like a viper in his hand." Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
The second one, and I'm just reading the words here, guys. Quote,
Don't kill the
Just
messenger
the
here.
words you
Yeah.
highlighted.
guys, I mean, it's just 3 words here. Edging her horse.
Oh dear God.
It's very Catherine the Great. Very Catherine the Great. Man.
Here, how about this one? The rug was yellow and red. Weird.
What? No.
Did a messenger.
No, honey, no.
Yes, yes, Kay. I'm with you on that one.
Thank you, Josh.
Jesus.
God.
Josh is like, that's a good
Carpet
night.
meets the drapes, Ryan. Just come on. It's
Yeah. The
it's
rug
tighter
was
in
yellow
there
and
when it's
red. You're like, oh, what?
Nynaeve is like, if you do this, there's no turning back from this. Rand's like, I haven't been able to turn back since my daddy found me naked and crying on the mount to drag him out, or slopes to drag him out. She says, "You don't have to kill anyone today, Rand. Please." And then suddenly the access key stops glowing. It's like, "Huron, give him a message." It's like, "All right, here's the deal. Dragon Reborn is not happy. It's right into the battle. Like, if you guys want to go back to your post with honor, I'll give you a ride. You can be there by tomorrow. Otherwise, they can remain here hiding. Quote, let them explain to their children or grandchildren why they were hundreds of leagues away from their post when the Dark One was slain and the prophecies fulfilled." Huron's like, "What the fuck? All right, I'll tell them that." Nynaeve she's on a white horse. It's an awesome horse. Moonlight, but it's not a very vigorous horse. She says that she'd have traded the beautiful mare in an instant for a biddable, dependable Two Rivers horse like All right.
Yep.
Your
So
voice
Perrin-
goes past the music. Fun.
He says, "Hey, all right, you asked about Perrin. He's by like a big statue. It's a sword, hand holding a sword, like in the ground. I don't know where it's at, but I just see it. You can ask someone smart. They'll tell you." It's like, "Wow, why'd you tell me?" He says, "I have a debt to you for caring when I cannot. And if you seek Perrin out, tell him I'm going to need him soon." She's like, "Cool. I got a couple other ones. Now tell me which one of them uses the same word twice. So I'm going to see which one you guys like better. Ribbed and puffy,
Oh no. Okay.
or
Nice.
puffy breast."
Okay, I think both work.
Okay.
I think
Oh, God.
that's
How about this?
No.
They will stretch you to the limits of what you think you can bear.
God.
Nailed it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
She's
I'm on
crushing
fire.
you, Dan. She's crushing you.
It's not a
Yes.
competition.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We're complimenting each other, right?
Exactly.
We're complimentary, not contradictory.
So Rand is back in Tyr. It's like, wow, we've jumped from here to there to there. Now we're in Tyr. They see you can still see the hole that Matt blew open in the stone of Tyr up there if you look close enough.
Joe, is that a guillotine?
Yeah.
Nice.
The stone of Tyr's been moving around too, guys. Nynaeve woke up and she couldn't get out of her room. She had a gateway out of there. Her room moved. But she eventually found Catswain's room. She tells, she's like, hey, Catswain, found out where Perrin is. She's like, oh, you don't suck after all. Novel. Tell me. She's like, well, tell me why first. She's like, well, fuck you. Then I'm not going to. No. If you're not going to tell me, then I'm not. Neener.
Neener?
Wiener chicken dinner?
Nynaeve's like, well, can I tell you that, like, we almost, like, totally blew up Borderlander armies if I didn't stand in the way? She's like, oh, that boy, I'm going to make him laugh.
Which
He's
is the
gonna
weirdest
laugh.
thing. All right, so, okay, now, Nynaeve
I
did
tickle
that.
his taint, right, Ryan?
Nynaeve did that. She literally stopped Rand from causing a war with the Borderland. Like that's a huge feat, and it kind of just goes by. If Egwene did that, she'd be like, you'd hear it in her brain forever. Like she'd be Egwening about it. But like, yeah, Nynaeve just did that, and now she's moving on. I just love this. I'm a little Nynaeve.
You're a
Love it.
Nynaeve lover. It's
Because
true.
Nynaeve's awesome.
Yeah.
Just add it to her
Oh,
list
Lord.
of accomplishments. She saved. I mean, imagine if Rand. You could just do the thought experiment. If Rand does what he wanted to do, what happens? Where are we at? You know.
Oh yeah, so Nynaeve's super good at bitching at everybody around her and being really annoying until they just do what she says.
Damn.
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm not a Nynaeve fan, so I get what you're saying though. I just don't feel it.
We're gonna talk about this later.
So, but it turns out Catswain isn't looking for Perrin. She says Perrin actually isn't important to our plans, but there are people with him who are vital. One in particular. Any
Who is she
thoughts here?
talking about?
Who is it? Who is it?
Ladies.
Who's
Perrin.
with Perrin? Fail.
Fail.
Is Tam with him?
Right?
Tam's
Hopper
with
is
him as
connected
well.
to
Yeah,
him?
you're right.
Like I don't know. Like there's just so many people with him right now. Verlaine.
Verlaine. Yeah. First of Maine.
This is amazing drawing, Joe. I like how they have safety rails just in case you fall off.
You don't want to fall, Ryan. You don't want to.
You don't want to hurt yourself on the.
If you're
Plus,
not getting your head chopped off, you don't want to fall.
With the leaves, it also seems like the crowd's going crazy and throwing their hats up in the air. Like, yeah!
Gross.
Anything else in chapter 44? Guys, we've only gone through 2 chapters. We gotta
We
start
have?
cooking.
Is that
No.
what we're-
Oh, Men talks about
what?
how the Dark One could still destroy the pattern. Victory isn't certain. And Catswain just thinks that, oh, we don't have to worry about Ram because we know he's gonna win. But we don't. Yeah, Men talks about the pattern and all that. So.
Oh yeah, that was a good point. Yeah. Let's just spend a little time on that. They're like, yeah, we're interviewing Men. We know Rand's gonna win because of her visions, and then Men's like, no, if Rand loses, there is no pattern. I'm reading the pattern. Pattern's gone, and then Catswain's like, the girl's right. That's kind of a big old metaphysical bomb drop right there.
Which is what we want as dark friends. And Forsaken, we want the wheel to be break the wheel. Get rid of this bullshit pattern.
Now there are people who I think are judging their actions based on her visions that don't necessarily, right? Let's
Like
trying
the pregnant one who
Yeah,
just thinks
yeah,
her
like-
babies are not gonna die.
exactly. If things are accelerating so fast, like Tarmageddon's coming, blah blah blah. Like Elaine's like, yeah, my baby's gonna be born.
Oh my god. Uber Spearmint, that's so funny.
Isn't there a scene in Game of Thrones where the executioner is like clearly like Down syndrome and like just following orders?
Is there? I can't remember.
That was so funny.
I don't know about Down syndrome.
But like mentally handicapped, okay? Like not all there.
Wait, what?
There's a
Well-
scene in one of the
Yeah, when
No, just let him sing.
when Eddard gets his head cut off, right?
yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
the
by
scene.
Sir Duncan the Dim.
Sir Duncan. all right. Who did kill him though? It was one of the
Alien
King's
Payne.
Alien Payne.
Alien Payne. Sir Alien Payne. He couldn't
IP.
talk. His tongue was cut out. All right, chapter 45 is called "The Tower Stands." It's an Egwin point of view. Today she's all ashes, right, baby? I do, guys. All right, I'm sticking by this. This is a Taishar. I'm not even asking. Quote: Dirt Rose.
What?
No. True.
Ryan,
No.
Right?
bend
Oh,
over.
Wow.
yeah,
Bend
mind
over.
blown.
Bend over. Show me that Dirt Rose.
That's what you're going with.
Oh,
I did not.
Yeah,
Oh.
No,
yeah.
no.
That's a Dirt Rose, guys.
No.
Butts.
No. No.
Buttholes. Right in the
It's
buttholes.
amazing that you
It's
and
a
Ryan are
Taurus.
the only two that
It's really
got
not a
and
button
agreed with
down.
that.
Ryan,
Yeah.
show me the
stop
Dirt Rose.
asking me. Ask Josh.
Then it's then it becomes employee harassment.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
You gotta be careful. It's a fine line.
All right, so they are gathering to go to war. But before that happened, 50 sisters had just been executed by our praise Jesus, Amerlin. Who's next? She's saying.
But you know, I mean, it's okay because she's got the oath rod. Everything's all right.
It's okay because she's got the rod.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, she can't lie, but she can be really, really, really wrong.
Yeah. This means it's real.
Jesus Christ, Joe! Like, I feel like you're literally getting better as an artist, and you have our show to
This is
thank.
literally scribbles. Are you kidding me right now?
No,
You literally
you're
have
so
a-
amazing.
Scribbling on a page.
Look at the whole audience.
No, yeah, that
There's a
woman's
whole
dress.
audience. This is
Okay,
so
this
great.
woman
I
lined
thought
up.
it was a man with like too big of a package at first, but yes, now that I can see all the things, it's sister too.
To see all the things. Yeah. You're just looking at that one thing, but no, you see all the things. No, this woman who's going to get her head cut off, she's like got her head tilted. She looks so like forlorn. And
Yeah, she's about to die.
Yeah.
Man.
no, it's beautiful. And
But
the
no, there's, like,
folds of
She's
her.
tiny though,
There's
and
like
you
17 fucking lines in that forlornness. Like, fuck
It's
you.
amazing. Yeah,
Own
you
your-
just
yeah,
own your
whip that
talent.
out. Jesus Christ.
yeah, you're stupid talented, Joe. Oh, it's annoying.
Yeah, no, bravo. Can you take a screenshot, but then have her yelling Bella, please?
Obviously, she needs to yell
Yeah, we did
Bella.
Yeah. Hello.
Um,
Wait, which one is yelling Bella though? The one dying or the one killing?
I feel
Bella,
like
save me.
sad.
Yeah, right.
Ryan, you have to stay to the end of the show. Just so you know, you can't leave early.
This is gonna
No,
be
I derail and then I leave.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. You're staying for the show. So every derailing means one less minute of beauty sleep, buddy. So go on with what you were saying. 20 Nearly 20 of the Black Sisters on Varen's list got away. So, but they got 50 of them, and that's better than most. In fact, when everyone swore, they only caught 3 new ones. So Varen's list was really comprehensive, too. Way to go, Varen. Your soul is pure light.
Atta girl.
Okay, Tyshar, lying with her head pressed against the stump.
Yes! My God.
Another drink.
This stuff. The great
we-
stuff.
We heard that there has been no contact with those sent to the Black Tower, not a whisper. Asked if it's odd. She said, yes, Mother, we're traveling. They should have been there and back by now. There should have at least been sent word. The silence is disturbing.
All right.
Yeah.
Bryn calling Egwene mother in this chapter is fucking disturbing.
What?
It's not that weird. Egwene calls him daddy.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. That's the implication. Not weird at all.
Totally normal.
Totally normal.
Is it just like an homage to her having been the Amerlin?
Continuing to be the Amerlin in Bryn's eyes, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
just, I don't know. It doesn't leave me
Yeah,
feeling
no,
good.
I mean, it's a little weird. It's at least he doesn't say yes, mommy.
Yes, mommy.
Yes, Mommy.
He goes yes, mother.
With his
and
diaper
not-
on.
Yeah. It's not like mommy and does a suckling sound.
The editors wouldn't let.
That's what I'm saying.
That would make it weird.
That would have been weirder, right?
Can't get weird. Can't get weirder for sure.
All the Dream Terangriel are gone. Shiriam took them all before she died, and gave them to who she thinks is a Forsaken who's in the White Tower. They took even the OG ring, so they don't think they can make copies of the one ring that Swan has, which does limit, I guess, their meetings. Egwene doesn't need a ring. I guess Nynaeve doesn't need a ring either. Is that right? Does she need a ring?
I
For
thought
what?
only
A ring for what?
To go into the dream world.
Nynaeve needs a ring to go into the dream world.
She does?
The
Okay.
only one who doesn't is Egwene because she's a dreamwalker.
The dreamer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dreamwalker. I like
like
that.
John Lennon.
Yeah, you may say she's a dreamwalker.
Dreamwalker.
That's the song, that, by the way. I mean, spoiler alerts for the end of the books. It's Imagine John Lennon.
Yeah.
Quote, mounts awaited them as well as a large group.
Creepy, but yes. Here's another creepy one. The tower rose just ahead, wounded, bleeding. Oh, that's a night. That's a night of fun right there.
Oh man.
Wow.
God damn.
I like when I pretend to have sex, my face goes off camera, right? Just
Yeah,
like
the shame. The shame. Yeah.
There's good Christian values that have been instilled in you, Brother Dan.
That's there.
Clearly.
Egwene is kind of a mean to her friend because she's like still like she's her boss now, right? She's like was kind of her boss, but now she's totally her boss. She's like, oh, you're a warder, huh? Keep this one out of trouble. You know she doesn't listen very well to people who tell him to do things, and she just does them anyways, right? I may have her executed. I can if I may. She says, my anger has been kindled and my trust has been lost. You gotta put out the first and stoke the second one, baby. Let's see. So they go, they get, Gareth Bryn's like, hey, we should probably, I want you to see something. He takes him over to the bridge. Right across the bridge is like Tarvalon. And there's the tower guards there. There's like maybe 1,000 dudes there. It's like maybe 1,000, and they're all bleary-eyed. And Gareth Bryn has at least 10 times that number. He's like, well, mother, this is gonna be fucking lame. This is gonna be a rout. We're gonna bust their butts. And she's like, do you have to attack now? He's like, I don't know, I can wait an hour. She's like, do it. Hour passes. She's like, all right, well, I guess we're gonna go bust some butts. And then she sees a whole bunch of sisters are coming. She's like, oh yeah. They do the coolest game of telephone. They just amplify their voices. They're like, there's a Egwin Elvira there. I'm here. What do you want? Well, we want to see if you want to be our Evelyn. Will you hurt my friends? Are we okay? Oh yeah, everything's great. Done. She's like, that was easy. Gareth Bryn's like, this sounds like a trap. She's like, no, these are my people. Let's go.
All right, so going back to Josh and I's assertion that chapter earlier on was booty. How powerful would it have been if we didn't see them discussing and agreeing to it, but all of a sudden they show up and they announce to her? That would have been way more powerful. We don't need, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she waited an hour before she made a decision to go forward, and right when she was about to turn around to give the command, procession showed up, and I was like, wow, like the timing.
mm-hmm.
What if they went to war?
Yeah, we could do a lot of shows on that day. You want to talk about that? What if they would, just kidding. Go on.
Another war one, right? Yeah, she was like, it was the Grey who came out. She's like, well, that's promising. I'm here to negotiate. But no, they pretty much said, hey, will you be our... We've come to inform you that the Hall of the White Tower has chosen to raise you to the Amerlin seat. Like, what of Elida? She's like, we're gonna put her flags down half-mast for 30 days. And Egwin's like, I don't want that. That's going to interfere with my inauguration. They're like, okay, we'll put her back.
I love how you're talking in like Life of Brian.
Right?
Yeah. It's more like the argument between the Frenchmen on the.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
His name's Brian. Brian.
What's going to happen to Elida's palace that she's building?
Oh,
unfinished palace is going to remain unfinished.
Palace?
Tear it down and put something else there.
How much is remaining is the question.
Live, work, play apartment complex.
Oh, they need room for more novices that she's bringing. So yeah.
Exactly. Egwin's going to have it decorated in rainbow colors and turned over to the youth.
Then they need low income housing,
like Santa Cruz.
Oh.
Anything else in chapter 45?
Obedience overrides initiative.
Ooh,
there we go. That's a drink.
That's a sad state of affairs.
I like the part where she talks about the tower stood and she's riding across the bridge with the wind in her hair, satisfied and content. Like, I love that part.
Oh, yeah. She has red ribbons in her hair to, like, symbolize the blood that she has spilt.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that is.
I love that too.
Yeah,
she's
Lelaine
must have been frustrated by Ramonda.
Okay. I'm done. All right, final chapter then. Chapter 46.
Joe, this next chapter is her just becoming Amerlin.
Okay.
Just...
to be forged again.
Right?
And this is Egwin's point of view. She crosses the bridge into Tarval Lawn. She goes and hangs out in some like anteroom, some padded waiting room she hasn't been in before. Then some short toad-like brown comes in. Right?
Drink? I don't know. What's
Right?
going
I'm gonna name my poops Lorraine
on. Okay. Toad like brown? Okay.
because they're
Oh,
short
no.
and they're toad-like. All right. All right. All right. I'll stop. You know what? I won't.
No, don't stop, but don't blame me for being over just time, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Oh gosh.
Opened his mouth.
He opened his mouth.
That's it. He opened his mouth. Not as strong as my other one.
I'll drink. Yeah, no, that's a good one. So there, Egwin's like, all right, no, we still got to do the ceremony. Swan doesn't want to do it. We still got to do it. These women have to have a chance to party for me too. Remember, we had like a month-long party. It was like 30 days of party.
Mhm.
It's like so, like or 10 days. I think it was 10 days. 10 days of partying. So she's like, they deserve to have a party too. We need that. Like, all right, what do we do about the sisters, the rebel sisters? She's like, oh, go tell them to go wait in that big square, and when I come out, they can all apologize to me. She's like, the fuck? Apologize? He's like, yeah, they were rebels. She's like, yeah, and you were their Aes Sedai. She's like, I know. She's like, well, so you're saying that everyone should be punished, and yet you should be elected? He's like, it's going to be wild. Show up on January 6th.
Yeah, I was about to say.
January 20th, actually, but yeah.
January 20th.
Damn.
Not to bring it too real, but
Nice.
situation.
Like it.
So great.
He's like, but they rebelled for you. You were part of it too. She's like, I know. Yeah, it sucks.
Retribution,
It
bitch.
sucks. But that was then. This is now. I don't represent just them. I represent everyone. They got to apologize. Like, right. She said, oh, Gowan, stay, heal. Good boy. She goes, it says, the doors open. The grand domed room beyond now had a blasted hole. A gaping emptiness is my Taishar.
That's a Taishar for sure, yeah.
Directly across from the entrance, it looked out at Dragon Mount.
Wait. Right? What did? There's a phrase that they use, like she almost gasped or she almost gaped.
She stifled a gasp.
Okay.
Stifled a gasp.
But I love that it looks out on Dragon Mount. I mean, that's such a like symbolic nod there.
Mm.
I love
What is it saying actually? What is the symbolism of
That
the
the hole in
blasted
the White
hole?
Tower looks out on the place where the Dragon Reborn was born, and that the Great Lord's army amasses, or
Mhm.
is destined. Like, isn't wait okay? Is the City of the Dark on the mountain? Or is it just where the last battle of the previous age happened?
I don't know. Why don't you ask your great lord?
Hmm?
Jesus, who do you think I am?
I don't pray, Ryan. Come on. Gods don't pray.
Fucking dark Google.
Shio Ghul is near the Blight, like in the Blight.
Okay, it's not actually on Dragon Mount.
Correct. Dragon Mount was created by Lews Therin, but Shio
During
Ghul
the
is
turning
not.
of the world. In
Yeah.
the last. Okay.
It says here, quote, the Amaryllis seat stood by the far wall, directly in front of the broken wall. Its back to the sprawling landscape beyond and distant Dragon Mount. So Dragon Mount is looking over the shoulder of the Amaryllis seat, in theory. Yeah. There is that separation is gone, perhaps, between them. Is that it?
Or it's a constant reminder.
It's a reminder of what they have yet to come. Yeah, what they're standing for. I mean, in some ways, it's a culmination of Swan and Moiraine's mission, right? That what happened on what the vision that killed the woman who they witnessed as the keeper of the Amerlin on Dragonmount is now come to pass.
Yeah, and they chose to build Tarvalon at the foot of Dragonmount on purpose.
On site, right?
Historically, that's relevant too.
Site. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's there. The red aren't represented at all. There's 11 setters. There's no blue. There's no red. She says she asked for Silviana to be brought to the Hall of the Tower. And then she answers the question because they're like, "Who comes to the hall?" And she's like, "Hey, where's Silviana?
And they're like, "She comes." She comes.
Like I said, who? She's like, one who comes obediently to the light. Okay. And they're like, "Oh, good." And one who, yes, it says she's stripped to the waist so that everyone could see that they were all women. It was cold. Everyone got diamond hard.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And Egwin suppressed a sigh.
They all stand for her. She's like, "Look at these scared suckers."
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
You hear like little ice tinkling.
Yeah.
So wait,
Okay, I've got to tie Shar real quick.
Go ahead.
Her dress was rumpled, the knees dirty.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
go, Josh.
Yes. So was Silviana of the Red?
Yes.
Okay. Which is why it's important that she's named Keeper of the Chronicles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
And she was the mistress of novices who spanked Elijah.
Yeah, she's the head spanker. Yeah.
Egwene repeatedly.
And then later was imprisoned by standing up and demanding, and even called Elida a dark friend.
And she was the one who offered Egwene a way out by hiding in the kitchen that one time, but she said, "No, I gotta stay."
Right.
Right.
Right. She was
Yes.
sympathetic to Egwene even while all the horrible shit was happening. Is that exactly? Carrie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
is she
this
gonna make Laris mistress of the kitchen? Is she gonna make her apologize for trying to free her? She's like, you did try to free me.
How dare you? I was
You should apologize. I am the Amerlin now. You should probably say sorry.
There will still be rogue channelers, quote Mother Silviana said, and men are not to be trusted.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Well, that tracks.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I live in the world.
Shit.
I'm not gonna be offended by that.
That's fair,
Egwene
right?
came in like Elon Musk. She's like, "All right, I just brought a kitchen sink to this meeting. You get it? Ha 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 ha." But no, really, you guys are all disgraces. You all suck. You all suck. You suck. You.
Just a short time ago,
you,
this woman had
you.
Egwene over the side of her desk, paddling her.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You didn't even have to say paddling her. She's like, "You dare call yourself the Hall of the Tower, you who were cowed, you who were too frightened to do what was needed. Only one woman in this room was willing to stand up for what she knew was right." She's like, "You did your duty, Silviana. You did it well. Rise."
Okay,
It's
here's
like I
a
would-
chart. The woman began to look up. "Come," Egwene said.
Yes, Josh.
Yeah, you're bringing it.
Nice.
You're bringing it.
She's like, Silviana, I'd have you as my keeper of the chronicles. She's like, I'm honored. It's awesome. She's like, all right, first thing is we got to change the reds. She's like, your nature has always been to capture and still, what did it say? Your nature has always been to capture men who can channel, but reports claim that Sidene is cleansed. Like, you're going to have to do other shit. Yeah, so I did have that. The woman began to look up, come, underline.
Yep.
But you did it, it was better. She's like, let's greet the rebels, those traitors, right? Silviana's like, didn't you have a keeper? And she's like, oh yeah, I killed her because she was Black Aja. I killed her because she was Black Aja. Okay, just making sure you're settled, Silviana.
I mean, how fucking hardcore is it? How death metal is it that Egwin literally executed 50 fucking sisters who were
I
black?
was not expecting that.
I love every second of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's intense.
And Silviana did not go gently into that good night.
Right.
She was screaming and begging and crying and cursing, and she was a handful. It's like, the question is, does the scream just stop? Or does it fade? Or does the volume go down? Right, I can't hear you.
You mean when the axe hits the neck?
Yeah.
When the blade hits the neck.
So does she go, or does it go?
Or does the head just keep screaming as it rolls down
Right,
the
that's
stairs?
right. It go,
Game of Thrones action. Some Game of Thrones action. I mean, I think this is already read, but
Remember
they will stretch you to
Apocalypto?
the limits of what you think you can bear. I will take those holes and fill them. Okay,
take
burned
this.
holes, but forgive me.
Yes. Yeah. I love it. Thank you.
take this burn holes. Yeah. So she's like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do, and I need a new Mistress of Novices because we're gonna have a shitload of old lady novices coming in. Get ready for the old lady novices. You're gonna have so many socks. She's like, all right, guys, I've been raised properly as the Amerlin. I'm the Amerlin of y'all. Yeah, we are pathetic. We disgrace ourselves. We split. But now's not the time. She says, it's said by blacksmiths that a sword can never be whole again once it has been shattered. It must be completely reforged. The metal melted down to slag, then reworked and reformed. These next few months will be our reforming. We have been broken, then torn down nearly to roots. The last battle approaches, and before it arrives, I mean to say that we are once again a sword forged with strength, whole and unbroken.
All right,
We'll
it's
make
a
demands.
creepy like Hitler vibe to what you're reading there, but yes.
I was getting like WWE, like grab the mic from the announcer and start yelling at the crowd.
Yes. Okay. I mean, maybe that is also a Hitler vibe, but yes.
We are stronger than our weaknesses. The White Tower stands and we shall stand with it. We will become one again. We will be an assembly that tales will tell of. When I am finished with you, it will not be written that the White Tower was weak. Our divisions will be forgotten. In the face of our victories, we will be remembered not as the White Tower who returned against itself, but as a White Tower who stood strong in the face of the shadow. These days will be legendary.
So victorious.
So Victoria.
Cheers burst out, mostly from novices, but a couple of the younger ones were like, Tashar!
That's some novice.
What's that, Joe?
I said some novice comes out of nowhere and clotheslines her.
Right, yeah.
and then hit her in the back with like a metal chair.
No,
That's
yeah,
it's
yes.
a trash can.
And then
The cheers were running. She's like, she hoped they'd still cheer for her in the months to come. There's a great deal of work to be done. And that is how it ends.
All right,
Anything in this or any of the
Carrie,
chapters?
Carrie,
Talk to me.
take the floor.
Power
This
bomb.
is your time to shine.
Shine, Carrie, shine.
What? Oh,
TDT.
like my final comments on this.
Shine.
Okay. Well, I liked that there was a lot of Egwene. Like, she really grew on me as a character in this book as a whole. I'm nervous about where this book is headed for the ending. I have so many like questions and comments about like we spent so much time on Egwene in this book. Where are the other characters and what are they doing? Like, where's Loyal? Is he on a honeymoon still with his wife?
Yeah, good fucking question.
Yeah.
Where's Loyal?
Yeah.
Good what is Matt up to now that Tuon's been away
He's
from
writing
him?
a book.
Sorry, but
Where's
you're going to be
Matt?
disappointed about Matt for the rest of the fucking series, is what my feeling is. But yes.
It was good to see Huron again, right?
No.
Oh.
I'd much rather have
Weird.
seen Matt.
It was weird.
I
Yeah.
didn't see urine, right? Nah.
Yeah.
Urine the urine.
Yeah.
Urine smells urine.
Huron stains.
It does feel good that like Egwene is not captured anymore, you know, because she spends a lot of time in general just like being captured. So it is
Yes.
nice that she's like out and, you know, really taking charge finally.
Finally, the
So
heroine
that feels
of our
good.
book.
Yeah, really like coming into that spot that you've always called that she would become like she
I
would
think-
fall into that place of being like a really
She's the linchpin,
incredible
as far as I'm
character.
concerned,
Yeah, you called it early on, Josh, and I think we're seeing that really finally happen. You know,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
she's really
Fitting into
becoming a
place.
leader and an Amerlin, and people really, you know, have seen her like that for a while, but we're actually seeing her be able to act on it now that she's not imprisoned any longer.
Authority.
So,
Yeah.
so it seems that her being saved and her being all angry really didn't matter, right? Besides her own personal trust with her friends. She came back, didn't lose any ground. In fact, they came out to the bridge and said, "Wait, don't go. Be our Amerlin, please."
But so much of that was dependent upon Elida suffering the fate that Egwene suffered, of becoming a slave and a chandler under, you know, the Shanshan.
Yeah. Marath Damani, yeah.
And by the way, Egwene showed way more empathy than you cold-hearted snakes about Elida. You guys were like,
Hey, I know,
yeah,
I've got
that's
empathy for Elida. Fuck you. But yes.
Yeah. I
Fair.
know, right? She's like, oh man, I hope she just died because if she's stuck somewhere, that's just worse.
You guys were like, good, ha ha. I hope she lives a long slave life, ha ha.
That bitch. Conniving, duplicitous. Anyways.
That, anything else? Nothing?
How long do you think it takes for Olgir to have sex?
Not
Why?
Like,
Are
on
they doing
average,
slow
how long?
motion?
How long is each session? Are we talking days?
I think it's
some
day.
tantric shit going on. Or it's like a flash fucking fry in the pan and the women are like, Loyal, you suck.
Yeah.
It's 37
Lawyer,
hours,
you're so hasty.
and the women are still
I
like,
imagine it's a lot of cuddling.
that was it.
They're eating ticks off their like eyebrows and stuff. They're like a lot of social grooming. Lots of social
Her
grooming.
ears are erogenous.
All right.
That's
I
like
don't
that.
know. I feel like that's just racist.
Okay,
Dan.
I can't not imagine Loyal
They're
rubbing
eating
his giant cock on her ears.
Oh.
You know, I think that they probably run up and slap the girl with their giant cock, and that's how they initiate sex.
Loyal is average sized at best.
Ah,
Carrie, do you have any thoughts about Olgir sex?
I was just thinking about the "don't be hasty" comment. Like, you know,
Do we see Elida again, guys?
I hope not.
I hope
Yeah.
so. She's a great character. Oh my god,
Yeah, it's
she
a
can
great
fuck
character.
shit up
I
again.
don't know. Maybe she'll come
Like,
back.
I hope we
on
do.
The wrong side of the.
Is there time enough for Elida to fuck shit up again? Okay.
I don't know, but maybe she'll come back and like beg forgiveness, and then Rand will be like, "Nope, fuck you. I kill women now."
I think
Whoopah.
I think the Shanshan show up at the last battle using
I kill
gateway.
women now.
Wait.
Oh yeah,
wait.
that's a thing.
Elida.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, Rand
Elida
says, "I kill
enables the
women."
Shanshan to show up at the last battle in an unsuspected moment because of gateways.
Mm.
Okay.
Without capturing her and her willingness to share with them the information she learned, they wouldn't have been able to do that, and Rand and Egwin would have failed. Okay, I'm probably gonna be totally fucking wrong about that, but that's my fantasy world.
No, that's a good one.
I like
love
it.
that
I
idea.
like it.
So a redemption arc of
Is
sorts.
she the only one that's captured that has?
But we don't need Elida to do that to bring the.
Well, we
Shanshan
don't know
to
that
us.
any of the other people who were captured knew about gateways.
All right, fair enough. Second question: is Elida going to break under the torture of being a Damane?
Absolutely.
Or is she gonna be so nuts that
Just
like
instant.
she's just
Absolutely.
burning through trainers left
Like
and
if
right?
she went
They all
through
like
1/10 of what Egwene went through. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
Okay.
no, I like the idea of her just like burning through trainers, just like no one can handle her.
Yeah,
I'm just like burning out in her face.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead,
have a
Carrie. Sorry.
question.
colossal bitch.
When Tuon was getting the Shanshan ready to go fight the tower, there was that elite group of soldiers that she had that had the special rings that you activated and they get like strength or whatever.
Right.
What happened to those people? Are they still hiding in the vicinity of the tower? Or are
Very
they,
good
like,
question.
Well,
Yes.
we know one of them blitzkrieged
or
and
died
tried to
after so many
stab
days?
Bryn with a pin in his arm, right?
Yeah, so we know one, but
We
there's
know
definitely
one.
more than one, and there's some ladies in there.
Like how many
right?
days have passed? It's only been a couple days, right? So there's probably still alive somewhere.
And their
Maybe
mission is
they all
just to,
die in the attack because Egwin was a fucking badass and just slaughtered
I
them.
know.
Yeah.
I just worry about those things. Like it to me, it sounds like her ascension is great, but I feel like it sounds too good to be true that this is happening without any problems. You know, like
Uh-huh.
some
That's a
conflict
good
that's
intuition,
happening.
but my perspective on this is that it's said that they wouldn't live long once they activated the ring.
Yeah.
And I think that they all failed to survive long enough to enact justice in the way that they were directed.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I may be totally wrong about that, and I could see that being the case, but I think that all but the one that we saw failed.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. There is no show next week, but the week after, we finish this book, guys.
Maybe.
Woohoo!
We finish through all the chapters. There's a epilogue, I think. There's a glossary.
Oh, you
we got
know
fun
how I
stuff.
love those glossary
Fun
I love the
stuff.
glossaries.
moments.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you really like the glossary, but I'm being.
No, you're more the lip glossary.
I think it's hilarious. I would
So-
never read the glossary if I was not on this
Pride
show.
and misery, waiting.
Share shiller. And then
Thanks,
how many
Shirley.
books do we have after this?
2.
Left. 2? Oh my gosh. What
Oh my
will
God,
we
are we gonna
do
sleep
on
already?
Tuesday nights after that? We'll
I
have to
know.
reread.
Gosh.
And then Josh can gloat about all the things he was right about. All
And
of them.
wrong. I mean, lower over all the things I was wrong about.
Well, I'll do that for you. You'll be like, oh, Josh, didn't you think this?
I don't. Too bad Dan and I suck, and we're not. We don't work hard, and we can't remember shit. Because if we kept a running tally of all your predictions and had a whole spreadsheet, and then at
That'd
the
be
end
fun.
tally it up, it'd be interesting who actually
that'd be
got
rad.
who was right and
Yeah,
wrong.
that'd be fun.
Hmm.
Oh.
I'm going to own that I'm the fail on this show, but it sure is fun to fail hard.
No, you can't.
Oh, please.
If you're gonna
Yeah.
fail, go all in.
You can't. You
If
can't run
failing
over
is
without.
getting the wheels turning in every direction and making us all think like on the next level of the next level of the next level about how you could possibly be reading this book.
If only the
And,
authors had
yeah,
been as smart as
failed.
I attributed them to be, you know?
That's
Josh, we love
yeah.
you.
We can only hope, Josh.
We love
God,
you.
the world just
You-
lets me
yeah.
down, except for my children.
Oh.
and
this
Ryan,
show,
Dan,
obviously.
Carrie, Carissa, and Joe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Obviously, this show doesn't like, obviously.
Joe, thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Joe.
Of course.
We
We're
love
not
you,
drawing.
Joe. You're so talented, Joe.
So talented.
God's lad, Galadson, Galanzo.
God's lads.
Go in.
Glad
Galanz.
gone.
Go Wednesday into your week and enjoy.
Yeah.
All right.
Take us out, Ray.
On that
Bye, all.
note, hey everyone,
Much appreciated. And use
run
your
for your lives. This is the way the